Hi everyone, welcome back to Prakasham Tutorials. In this video, I am going to discuss about one more example of the linear block codes. And this is the previous examination question. So the example is a generator matrix of 6 comma 3 linear block code is given by G is equal 100 010 001 111 110 011. Determine all possible codes, and the second bit is determine error detecting and correcting codes. So given that, now coming to the solution, the general pattern of the block code is linear block code is n comma k. Now here the given block code is 6 comma 3. So comparing 6 comma 3 block code with standard representation of the n comma k block code, we get n is equal to 6 and k is equal to 3. So given that the generator polynomial, this is the given generator polynomial, we know that the standard representation of the generator matrix G is equal I suffix k p. Here I suffix k is the identity matrix of the order k by k and p is the quotient matrix. So comparing this generator matrix standard representation of the generator matrix with given generator matrix, first identify the identity matrix and quotient matrix P. So comparing G is equal IK into P with this generator matrix, the identity matrix is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 is the identity matrix. This is the identity matrix and this is the quotient matrix. So the generator matrix Ik is equal and its order is here 3 by 3 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 and quotient matrix P is equal 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 1. So now here the message bit size is 3. So therefore the possible combinations of the message words are 2 cube is equal to 8. So there are 8 possible combinations of message blocks. The possible combinations are 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. So these are the possible combinations of the message block from the given message block size. So now let us determine the relation between parity vector, message vector and the quotient matrix. We know that the relation between parity vector, message vector and the quotient matrix is C is equal to M into P. So now here the message block size is 3. So the order of the message block is 1 by 3 and the order of the quotient matrix is 3 by 3 and the order of the parity vector is 1 by 3. So therefore C0, C1, C2 is equal M0, M1, M2 into quotient matrix. First multiplying on RHS side these two matrices, we get 1 by 3 order and after that equating on both sides C0, C1, C2, we get the first parity vector C0 is equal M0 into 1. Now here we have to consider modulo 2 addition. All the additions will be considered as a modulo 2 addition. So M0 into 1 modulo 2 addition, M1 into 1 modulo 2 addition, M2 into 0 which is equal to M0 modulo 2 addition M1. And the second parity vector is C1 is equal M0 into 1 modulo 2 addition, M1 into 1 modulo 2 addition, M2 into 1 which is equal M0 modulo 2 addition M1 modulo 2 addition M2. And third parity vector is C2 is equal M0 into 1 modulo 2 addition M1 into 0 modulo 2 addition M2 into 1 which is equal to M0 modulo 2 addition M2. So now here there are 8 possible combinations of the message vector. For each possible combination of the message vector we can determine code vectors, code parity vectors first and after that we get complete code word structure of the code word. First, we have to consider the message vector m0, m1, m2 is equal 0, 0, 0 and substitute m0, m1, m2 values into above three equations. And what are the above three equations? C0, C1, C2. And substitute m0, m0, m1, m2 into C0, C1, C2 equations. We get C0 is equal. So using modulo 2 addition operation. And what is the modulo 2 addition operation? Both the inputs are high or low, the output is low, and 0, 1, 1, 0, the output is 1. So 0 exclusive or 0 is 0. Next, C1 is equal 0 exclusive or 0 exclusive or 0 is 0. C2 is equal, now here M0, M2 is 0, 0 exclusive or 0 is 0. So therefore, the parity vectors are C0, C1, C2 is 0, 0, 0. So therefore, the complete code word structure is message vectors are followed by the parity bits. So this is the complete code word structure. Now here the message vector is message bits are 0, 0, 0 and the parity bits are 0, 0, 0. So that is the complete code word structure of the first message bit. So similarly consider the second message bit. The second message bit is 0, 0, 1. In the same process we can determine the code parity bits first and after that draw the complete code word structure. So now here M0 is 0, M1 is 0, M2 is 1. C0 is equal M0 exclusive or M1. So 0 exclusive or 0 is 0 using exclusive OR gate truth table. And C1 is 0 exclusive or 0 exclusive or 1. So 0 exclusive or 0 is 0, 0 exclusive or 1 is 1. C2 is equal 0 exclusive or 1 is 1. So these are the parity bits. Therefore, the complete code word structure is message vectors or message bits are followed by the parity bits, and this is the complete code word structure of the second message bit. Similarly, we can determine the code vectors of the remaining message vectors. And what are the remaining message vectors? 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. And what is the third message vector? 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. And what is the parity bit? First C0 is equal to M0 exclusive or 1. And C0 is equal M0 modulo 2 M1 and C1 is M0 modulo 2 M1 modulo 2 M2. C2 is M0 modulo 2 M2. So these are the expressions. So next this is the message vector 0, 1, 0. First calculate the C1 for all the message vectors. And what is the expression of the C0? M0 modulo 2 addition M1. So 0 modulo 0 exclusive or 1 is 1, 0 exclusive or 1 is 1, 1 exclusive or 0 is 1, 1 exclusive or 0 is 1, 1 exclusive or 1 is 0, 1 exclusive or 1 is 0. So there is a C0 parity bits. Next C1 parity bits. And what is the expression of the C1? M0 modulo 2 addition M1 modulo 2 addition M2. So 0 exclusive or 1 is 1, 1 exclusive or 0 is 1. 0 exclusive or 1 is 1, 1 exclusive or 1 is 0. 1 exclusive 0 is 1. 1 exclusive 0 is 1. 1 exclusive 0 is 1. 1 exclusive 1 is 0. 1 exclusive 1 is 1. 1 exclusive 1 is 0. 0 exclusive 0 is 0. 1 exclusive 1 is 0. 0 exclusive 1 is 1. So that is second parity bit C1. Next third parity bits C2 is equal, and what is the expression M0 modulo 2 addition M2. So 0 exclusive 0 is 0. 0 exclusive 1 is 1. 1 exclusive 0 is 1. 1 exclusive 1 is 0. 1 exclusive 0 is 1. 1 exclusive 1 is 0. So that is the parity bits. Therefore, the complete code word structure is message bits are followed by the parity bits. And that is the first bit solution. And the second bit is determine error correcting codes and error detecting capabilities. So we know that. So from this table, first find out the Hamming weight. Hamming weight is the first find out the minimum distance, and Hamming weight is the minimum distance of the code vector. And this is the code vector. In this code vector, the minimum distance is 0, and in this code vector, the minimum distance is 3. And how to calculate the minimum distance? Hamming weight, according to the definition of the Hamming weight, the Hamming weight is defined as the number of non-zero elements in the code word. In this code word, the number of non-zero elements are 3. So therefore, the Hamming weight is 3. So in this code word, the number of non-zero elements are 3. So the Hamming weight is 3. So in this code word, the number of non-zero elements are 4. So the Hamming weight is 4. In this code vector, the number of non-zero elements are 4. Therefore, the Hamming weight is 4. So in this code vector, the number of non-zero elements are 3. So the Hamming weight is 3. So in this code vector, the number of non-zero elements are 3. Hamming weight is 3. Here Hamming weight is 3. And out of all the Hamming weights in this table, except 0, the minimum distance is 3. The minimum distance is 3. So therefore, the error correcting capability or capacity depends on the minimum distance. So from the above table, the minimum distance is equal to 3. The number of errors detectable expression is d minimum is greater than or equal to s plus 1. From the table, the minimum distance value is 3, and substitute d minimum is equal to 3 into this equation. We get s less than or equal to 2. So therefore, two errors can be detected. S less than or equal to 2. Two errors can be detected. Next, find out the error correcting codes. We know that the number of errors that can be corrected is d minimum greater than or equal to 2t plus 1. Here the d minimum is 3, and substitute d minimum into here, we get t less than or equal to 1. Therefore, one error can be corrected. So this is the procedure we can determine error correcting and error detecting capabilities.